Now nobody has something to say?
I mean, the
Y'all
pool
just
passes is
missed
supposed to
it.
be about the pool passes. Now all of a sudden we're like, oh, let's just put 47 drain for 4 months. I mean, we
It's
would
gonna
even,
cost $47,000 whether we use it or not.
Mayor Pro Tem Breyer is speaking. Continue.
I'm just saying, like, I just find it interesting that all of a sudden now we're just bringing up, oh yeah, let's do it, you know, give it to them for free. All of a sudden. I mean, and then we're just talking about making money for the city on concession.
Sorry, the live
But then
stream
you
went
want to give the
down.
pool
Y'all
free.
missed
I'm
it. They're
confused.
going at it.
So you want to get money or you don't want to get money? Like, what are we doing here? Like, let's be clear.
Councilmember Garza?
I believe that the concessions will make money, regardless if it's free or not free or whatever. In my opinion, that was a whole another issue. But truly, like, I wanted to add concessions to the stuff in order to ensure that there was, like we're saying, this quality of life thing. I just wanted the kids to have a better quality of life with ice cream. I thought that would be a wonderful thing. That's all I have to say.
Okay, let's get back to the ordinance. Again, are we going to change this ordinance, or are we going to pass this as the first reading?
People are getting pissed off.
I'm gonna do the change.
Change it to,
Free for everybody this summer.
Oh, good God.
So just to
I'm not just
make
talking
sure I
about the
understand,
pool.
so
I'm
if
not
we
talking about the
change,
pool and park and everything.
if we change anything in this ordinance, it's gonna be 2 readings and then it's gonna be permanent. It's not just a summer thing. And so whatever you're changing in this ordinance, maybe we're not ready to change this ordinance tonight. The pool opens
Yes.
this weekend, we already
Yes.
understood the pool passes. The earliest possibility of pool passes if the ordinance passed 2 readings was gonna be the end of June.
Yes.
So now that we're looking at other areas of the ordinance that you obviously have potential recommendations for, maybe we just move on, we don't even do anything on this item tonight. When the pool opens this weekend, it's gonna be $2 for everybody, because that's the current ordinance. And then you all bring back whatever other suggestions you have about this entire ordinance, because we will be wasting, money and time if we piece it here and there.
Okay, Councilmember Street.
I move that we postpone this to the June 9th meeting.
A second.
Please call roll. I'm sorry, we have a motion on the table by Councilmember Street, seconded by Councilmember Garza to postpone this agenda item to our next meeting, June 9th. Please call roll.
Councilmember Garza?
Yes.
Councilmember Garza?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Breyer?
Yes.
Councilmember Martin?
Yes.
Councilmember Street?
Yes.
Mayor Albert?
Yes. This agenda item will be postponed to our next meeting, June 9th. Moving on to P, assignment of council liaison boards, commissions, and committees. First up is Animal Advisory Committee, that is vacant. Second is Beautification and Recycling Committee, that is Mayor Pro Tem Breyer.
So, the last meeting, it was discussed about having potential dates. So we had to cancel our, parking lot sale. Partnership with
Every
VFW.
time they vote,
So
I'm
there
going
was
to
some dates
point out
proposed
who's
to get that
with
back
that finger.
to the VFW, to see
LOL.
if we had a 50/50
Let's
partnership
see if
again,
they're trying to
and make
stop
sure they
it.
had the dates available, but that will soon, that'll be announced at a later time, that's all I remember.
Since you can, I just want to clarify that on this item, this was because we just had an election, you typically reassign or determine if you're going to keep the same liaison assignments. So this item really, was to assign liaisons to each board, commission, or committee
Okay.
going forward, not necessarily report. You still could.
Well, actually, since we have a vacancy, should we wait until our June 9th meeting to, for our new council person, then assign our boards?
It's totally up to you all, whatever you want to do. I mean, if you assign it, then wherever you leave would go to that person.
The thing is,
Of course.
I don't know how, I know that Animal Advisory Committee doesn't meet that often, I know that, so I don't know when is their next meeting, do you know? Okay, now, oh, okay, and now crime control, I mean, they're about to start, because it's summertime, they're about to start being active, so I think somebody needs to, I think we should, whoever wants to do that, they might need to go ahead and take that seat, because
I don't have a problem attending that meeting until we assign somebody on June the 9th.
I feel like we should assign people, and whatever's left over goes to our next council.
Okay, does,
We need to make a motion for it.
we do.
I move that we assign new council liaisons tonight and leave the empty one for the remaining councilmen to take.
I second.
Actually, your motion needs to nominate the council member to the committee and then we vote on it.
Oh, okay, well, I wasn't sure how.
That last time we saw.
Yeah, what you all did the last time was just kind of went through, it really was the mayor signs liaison. So really y'all went through, you wrote down who's gonna do it, and you can choose to vote at the end of the whole list. You can, if not, you're just assigning.
Okay, well, the two boards that are, the two committees that are open is Animal Advisory and Crime Control and Prevention District. I believe that Councilmember Garza should be assigned to the Crime and Prevention District Committee. And then the open seat would go to the Animal Advisory Committee.
Everything else is just staying the same.
Yes, ma'am? Unless you want to change.
No, I can't.
All right. Okay. All right. Moving on to 11, city manager announcements.
Okay, just a couple of announcements. Tomorrow, May the 27th, City Hall is going to be closing to the public at 1 p.m. Their phones will still be answered and online services will be available. And then city offices are closed all day on Monday, May 30th for the Memorial Day holiday. You know, we mentioned this already, but pool season starts this weekend, so the pool will be open May 28th through the 30th. Those hours are posted up. Our admission will stay at $2 per person, whether you swim or not. For children, and then they close down for the rest of that week, and then they'll reopen the following weekend and be open every day except Mondays for the rest of the season. That's all I have.
Okay. Moving on to 12A, request by mayor and council for items to be placed on future city agendas and announcements on city events and community interests. We will start with Councilmember Street.
I'd like to congratulate our new council member, Mr. Garza. On the next agenda, I have a couple of things I'd like to put on there.
That's Councilman Street.
Reconsider the paper ban for city council and committee agenda packets. Number 2, to consider putting a mixed-use study on the budget. We need to get some proposals if we're going to do that, so we need to discuss that. Number 3, I'd like to talk about reimbursement for the cost of community events organized by a city council member. And I also like an inventory list of all the equipment the city has or have access to. I don't know how often we do inventory. I don't know if we have a list of everything, but I'd like to talk about that.
You want to talk about it instead of just send it to you? You want that?
Well, you can send it to me too. I may want to talk about it.
Let's
We
see
can always
if they
skip it.
say anything about me using my middle finger to point who's talking.
Okay. Everybody have a lovely Memorial Day weekend and be careful out there. Thank you.
Councilmember Garza.
I want to talk a little bit about
Councilmember Garza.
basically when we receive some of this stuff. If we know some of the things, as Ms. Street was saying earlier, if we know some of the things are coming in advance, and I think we should get as much notice as possible. So when it came down to this, to all these numbers, I mean, she's absolutely right. Like this is the type of stuff it needs to come to us when we get it. It says here, I was reading through 30 pages of finance data, and it's supposed to be gone over fully and understood, and a decision to be made with the extensive amount of time it takes to compile this data. We should have adequate time to go through it. I just want to make sure that I'm making a well-informed decision to best serve the residents, and I don't think 72 hours is enough time to go over that stuff and have adequate questions. I just would like to have this stuff made available as soon as it's available. Also, when reading through the ordinance, it was getting kind of difficult as to what was added. I don't know if the changes were tracked on there, or if it was like in red or whatever. I
It
didn't
wasn't
see
red, it didn't show up.
it didn't show up on mine, unfortunately. And again, it's, you know,
Okay.
it came out in black and
We scan
white.
them in color,
God.
so,
Okay, well, once we get, hopefully we get printing back, then we won't have any issue. So it just, as long as they're tracked, it would make it easy, and I'd like for it to be more efficient, obviously. One last thing, I don't know when this changed, but back when I first started coming to council meetings, we used to be able to come in here 30 minutes prior to the council meeting starting. And it gave people plenty of time to settle in, sign up if they wanted to, and do all those kinds of things. So what I would hope to do is start allowing that to happen again. I don't know if that has to be an agenda item, or if it's just practice that we can do. But I would like to start letting people back in 30 minutes prior, so that they have plenty of time to sign up, find a seat, settle down, get their cameras ready, whatever it takes. So is that something that needs to be on the agenda?
it doesn't, it's just been a staffing issue for us, but we'll.
Okay, well then, great, then, we'll make it work, perfect. Well, other than that, I'd like to say my prayers go out to the people in Uvalde. It was a sad day, yesterday, the day before, it's just been very somber. My prayers are with the families, and I thank all of our city, thank you for everything you do, thank you.
Mayor Pro Tem Greider.
First, I would like to say welcome to your first official council meeting. And then also, yes, Texas, I think everybody was hit very hard the other day. I can only imagine what the families and everybody's going through down there. So prayers to everybody involved. Okay, moving on to something a little more, positive was the right word. This weekend, May 28th, at Kirby VFW, our post 2059, time 12 to 1, all ages welcome to Jiu-Jitsu. Zimper Fortis Jiu-Jitsu will be providing a free clinic. Again, May 28th, this Saturday, all ages welcome, please come out. Jiu-Jitsu is proven to provide discipline, improve focus, and attention. So I hope to see you there. Last time, me and Councilman Martin, we came out. He had brought snacks and everything for the kids, and it was a good turnout, so I hope to continue that. I hope more people come out to this free event. Crime Committee, since we didn't go down the list for the updates, I will just say, I did attend the Crime Committee meeting earlier this month. They will host movie night at the pool, June 15th. More information will be provided at a later date. Also, June 21st is a public hearing for their budget for fiscal year 23. And July 14th, the budget will be brought to City Council. Okay, and items I want to put on the agenda, you already, Councilmember Street, you already mentioned about the city event expenses reimbursement. I want to put that on the agenda. And also, I would like to put on the agenda, I don't know if it has to be put, well, yes. I would like to put on the agenda about contracting out lawn services. So it's really disappointing for me when I went back to see, when I passed by the park, and after all the work that all the residents and everybody did, it looks like a jungle out there. So we need to, I know we don't have the staff or actually public works staff, but look, we might need to contract those services out. I'd like to put that on the agenda. Thanks for everyone who came in Sunday's bike event. Thank you to Kirby PD for keeping us safe. Fire EMS, thank you so much. Everyone who came out loved it. We had people from Kirby, and we had people from outside of the community. Thank you to Ian's Foundation for coming and advocating for safety. They actually provided free helmets to everybody who did not have one. And also to the Believe It Foundation for coming out. And thank you to them. Please check out their Miles for Smiles. It's a great organization. And always the reason why I really love their organization is because it's Ride for Inclusion. So everybody, no matter what your capability is physically, you can still ride a bike and enjoy it. And so I love the Believe It Foundation, and also they loan bikes. There was so much good information out there. If you don't have a bike, they'll loan you a bike, stuff like that. And thank you for Pedal Guerrero for coming out also. I just want to say that I don't think that the crime meeting that we had, I think that we all knew that information that was already really provided. Of course, we know there's no officers, not that we don't have that many officers. Bexar County says they don't have many officers. And the way I take it, unfortunately, it's just gonna be the way it is. I mean, statistically, during the summer months, crime goes up, right? So my thing is, crime is bad right now, we have no officers. I can only imagine what's gonna happen June, July. I'm just saying, and like, we need to be honest about that. Because all we got from the officers and everybody who came was basically, there's no officers, we're doing what we can, we're out there, not talking us about Kirby, but Bexar County, we're out there patrolling. You might not see us, but we were there, you know? That's what I kind of got the gist of. So I think it was just a bunch of BS, basically, just grandstanding, just coming out. I think that's all it was. So again, for everybody, watch out. You gotta watch out for yourself. Watch out for your neighbors. We're a small community. See something, say something. Floodlights, lighting around your house. All that stuff is very, very important. That's all I have, ma'am.
Councilmember on the docket?
I have a question about something that was brought up earlier. I think Susan had a good idea about saying that we should have letterhead available in case we need to write a letter. But I think that anything that is going to be sent out on letterhead needs to be approved beforehand by Monique or city secretary, whoever. But I think that we shouldn't just be able to write something and hand it out on the city letterhead without approval. Second thing is, so the vacant seat that we have here, the applications, so are Ms. Bogardis and Mr. Molina going to be eligible to apply? Okay. All right. And then lastly, Ms. Englund and Kathy Gomez are, they were out earlier. They live on Pinecrest. They were out earlier and they had a big threefold poster. They were having citizens write messages on there for the people of Uvalde, and they're also taking donations. So you can contact them on Facebook or contact me and I'll give you their contact information. I think that was really nice of them.
What are y'all talking about?
Sitting out in the heat, just trying to get the cars going by to sign on their board. That's it.
Councilmember Martin?
Yes, I want to thank all our city employees, they do a fantastic job. And I just pray for everybody in Uvalde. Miss Bonnie Bedore reached out to me today and asked if maybe we can all get together and organize a bake sale for them, donate, to the victims of Uvalde. I said I'd mention it here, and we want to get it out there to all citizens. She wants to go to that next Saturday. Not sure yet where she wants to do it at, but it's just something she thinks it'd be great for Kirby. I talked to England about it. England said she would donate. She had time to help organize it, but there's something about what we can do. That's all right.
Thank you. I want to touch on the issue on letterhead. Letterhead's okay. I do think that anything that goes out on letterhead needs to be approved by our city manager first. But I also think that that on all emails that we send out needs to have our signature with the city logo attached to our signature on each of our emails. If we can possibly get that, if you can email us the city logo.
It's a test.
And
Or
if
she
anybody
tries to
doesn't know
stop
how
you,
to
set
set
the
up
middle
their
finger, point
signature
out who's
on their
talking.
email, I will be more than happy to
We
help you
shall
out with
see.
that. Other than that, Prayers for everybody in Uvalde and all the people that were lost there. Have a safe Memorial Day. I want to see all your faces back on June 9th, so please be careful, have fun, have a
Good
safe
job to
Memorial Day,
them for not
and meeting adjourned.
saying anything about it.
You get a camo one?
I'm gonna give them to Public Works. They're gonna be the guys using them. Might as well get them.
Yeah. Aren't they nice? Yeah.
They're great. I mean,
I'm sure they have more.
well, I'm sure they do. I gotta call the guy, I'm sure. But either way, I think, like I say, Public Works ought to get them. Just because they're gonna be the ones using it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was just trying to grab them for them.
So, these two folks here.
Our city secretary's out.
Anyway, she just said I don't know that, so.
She's like
Thank you very much.
she's the director of the Public Works guys. They're gonna be the ones using them. It's best if they were to get that.
The charger that's connected to the laptop, I didn't have it, so the laptop battery died.
Thank you guys. Appreciate y'all. Thank you. Thank you.
They're gonna be a bunch of kids cramping at the pool. I'm telling you.
Okay?
Kids cramping at the pool. I already see it coming.
I drew up some stuff and I sent it to Monique for the system. Let me say something. Dan, I just want you to know. I drew. Okay. Good. I have not. So I just wanted to. Okay. I just wanted to ensure. Well, yeah. Good. That's what I wanted. I think so too.
See you later.
Stop yelling at everybody.
Yeah, I know. That's why you lost your voice.
Give me a break.
I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
Councilman Garza, can I ask you some questions about your first meeting?
Is it gonna go?
It's not gonna take long.
Okay.
So can you just tell me? So you're Christopher Garza,
Yes, sir.
and this is your first meeting as a city councilman
That's right.
after being elected by the voters. Any comments on your first meeting?
It was extensive. There was a lot that happened. I was very happy to be up there though to really push for the citizens. It was overall a great meeting. I really did enjoy it. So I mean, obviously it's something that I'm really passionate about, and I really would like to see just bigger and better things for Kirby, and I hope that's what happens.
All right, well, thank you for your time, man. Good
I
job.
appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, guys. So real quick, look who showed up. Huh? Look who showed up. Who? Ah, you. Oh. Look who showed up.
What the?
The light's a little yellow because it's all yellow out here. Oh, you know, let's look all red and yellow and shit.
Better than you.
Let's oh, you know what?
I'm prettier than this man.
What? I gotta tell the mayor something when she leaves.
She's yelling. She's lost her voice.
So guys, you know, we're making progress here. Tonight, I was using my middle finger to point out, just like this, to point out who was talking. So the city council saw this. And when the mayor was talking, she saw this, because I did this to point out her. So anyway, it doesn't look like they said anything. I'm not sure if they actually saw or not, but I'll continue to do that. The middle finger is one of the holy grails of the First Amendment.
Oh, yeah.
So they would be wise not to, bring up this while I'm pointing out who's talking. To me, it doesn't matter what finger I use, okay? So if they're not gonna prevent this, then they certainly shouldn't be preventing this or this. Or, wait, or that. when you got multiple people talking. So, does anybody know what that is? Or is it this? No, it's this, ain't it? It's this, or it's this, depending on what you're into. Or maybe it's,
Fingers up.
maybe it's that.
I once read one of my swim trunks.
Or maybe it's that. I don't know. What are you into?
Hey,
What's in your wallet?
my swim trunks. My new swim trunks, y'all.
So anyway, we're gonna wait till folks leave. Anyway, yeah, that's Andy Guerra. Come out to support me. He always does. So big shout out to Andy. He's always got my back. He's always around, and he always has my back. Coming out right now is Councilwoman Susan Street. So she does a great job. She's not one of the tyrants. You guys were asking who everybody was, so I was kind of pointing everybody out.
Good evening.
And, hey, how you doing? So she's actually one of the good ones. Currently, we really only have, I would say, 2 bad ones left on the council, and that's going to be the mayor and Councilwoman Apodaca is kind of on the fence. I'm not really sure about her yet. I'm not going to call her bad. That remains to be seen. She's been pretty quiet. But definitely the mayor, she got to go. She needs to find another line of work in public service. I'm not saying leave public service. I'm just saying find something else to do. Because she's old school dinosaur. She needs to go, somewhere else. So I appreciate you folks watching. Milo Paul from Chicago. All right. I don't know. In fact, I don't know if the mayor has left yet or not. I think no. I still see some cars here. I see. I don't know what else. I got my asphalt zipper hat. So I love hats. Love collecting them. Thank you guys for the super chats from the last live stream and this one. I do appreciate that. Every little bit helps. A lot of times I'm not looking at the screen, so forgive me if you super chatted and I didn't say anything. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. What else we got going on? I will tell you guys that my criminal case, the one I was convicted on with the resisting arrest, it is on appeal. Police accountability report did a video tonight. I was going to be on there commenting, but I got called down here because of some things that were occurring that needed to be documented. But I haven't actually seen the production myself. Hey, did anybody go watch the? Excuse me. Ooh, man. Well, I sneezed because I'm allergic to sectionist. I'm sitting here staring at my face on the screen, so I had to sneeze.
COVID.
Allergic to sectionist. Anyway, did anybody see the production that the Real News Network did on the Almost Park unlawful arrest and interview? Anybody? Let me move away from the building.
What'd you ask, man?
You know what? Let's go over here in this light because I want to smoke and I got to get away from the building. Is everybody gone? Is the mayor still here?
No.
The mayor's gone already? Shit.
No.
I was hoping to see her when she came
Her
out.
car's gone.
I was going to tell her some shit. But, oh well. All right. I'm good then. I'm not going to mess with nobody else. The mayor was the only person I was waiting to come out because I was going to tell her some shit. But I ain't got no beef with nobody else. Everybody else is good to go. I'm gonna talk to the crowd. I'm just gonna talk to the crowd now for a minute. I'm gonna talk to the crowd and have a smoke and then roll.
Do you?
All right, man. So yeah, did anybody see the production on Real News Network. Anybody? Yeah, the police accountability report episode. It was spot on. That was the really first time I really gave a good interview like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. A little bit of insight into what happened. The judge on the case, they increased my bond to from $1,000 to $2,500, which is the appeal bond. So I had to pay that out of my pocket. I paid that cash, and if I'm finally convicted, which I intend to take this case all the way up to the Texas Supreme Court if need be, if I do have a final conviction, then that money from the appeal bond goes towards the $1,000 fine, the $350 in court costs, and then whatever else fees are due, and then I get, whatever the difference back. But anyway, that's how appeal bonds work. You don't get to use a bail bond company to do that. The paying compliance was hard to watch, and shame on the bootlick and sheep jury with no spine or cause for their verdict. Yeah, HPR News. I know that was hard to watch. And man, I can't say that I blame the jury. I mean, in one sense, they saw the same video that you guys saw. And no matter what was said to them during that trial by the police, you watch that video and you just don't see me resisting arrest. You don't see me using force against the police officers in an attempt to intentionally prevent them from making the arrest. And that's what's required for resisting arrest. But the police were able to get up on that stand and say whatever they wanted to the jury. We objected, we objected, we objected, we objected. We had hearings outside of the jury's presence over and over and over again. The law was read to the jury. Objection, objection to these lies and stories that the officers told. Some of them so far away from what the law actually says. And the judge allowed them allowed the jury to hear those things. And all you can do on your side is object, and and then according to their laws and their rules, appeal those dumb decisions made by the judge that created an unfair trial. So anyway, from what I understand, there's a motion for a new trial there's also based on a number of things, and there's also, of course, the appeal going on. So to give you guys an update on that. Yeah, I don't know that the jury was feared retaliation from the cops, but that always is a possibility. What I honestly believe, I was there, and I believe that the jury made the appropriate decision to convict based off of what the lies the officers told. The officers lied. They lied about the law. They should have not been able to lie to the jury about the law. Their testimony, when it was contrary to what the law said, the jury should have never been able to hear that testimony. When we objected to it, it should have been sustained, and the officers should not have been able to say that stuff. But the judge allowed them to say whatever they wanted. And you guys will see, you won't have to take my word for it. Eventually we'll have the transcript so you can actually see what was said. I think my legal team did a great job. They did everything they were supposed to do. What more can you ask other than that they do everything they're supposed to do, and they did. Right. So police are professionally trained liars, and they are trained to lie, and they're supposed to, you're right, they're supposed to not do that when they take the stand. But in this case that I was convicted on, that's exactly what they did. They lied about the law. They said things that were not true about what the law says, the stuff that they knew was false. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna call it a night. It's late. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again soon.